what's going on, everybody? Fellow Asgardians or fellow Earthlings, whatever you want to be. We just stepped out of the theater, well, separate times, me and you, D. We went and saw Thor Love and Thunder, and we're going to do a quick spoiler free review and give our takes on it so people can maybe listen to our opinion and want to go or not want to go. I have a feeling it's going to be a difference of opinions in
Yeah.
some ways here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you take it here and give me your thoughts. The good,
I-
the bad, and the ugly kind of thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I know for a fact I like comedic Thor, and I know that's not for everyone. So if someone who basically what I get asked a lot when it comes to the MCU is, are there jokes in it? Like I'm tired of the jokes. Are there jokes in this one? So yeah, right off the bat, this is just a comedic movie. It's a comedy. I wouldn't even consider it anything else other than an action comedy. All the tension was kind of taken away because I expected a joke to happen in 10 minutes from now. I was perfectly fine with that. I love comedic Thor, but I'm not going to see this movie for the plot. Like it is nonsensical at some points. Like the story wasn't it wasn't tight, when they fine tune the story and make it cohesive. And I'm like, but wait, why did that happen? Like,
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter. Okay,
Doesn't
no
matter.
time to
Move on.
explain.
Move on.
Yeah. If you did that for her, couldn't you have done that for yourself? No, 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 no. Can't do that. Can't explain that. Like, there's a lot of, dude, why are you thinking so hard? That's gonna be a lot of people's counter to like the disgruntled, like negative reviews. It's like, oh, you can't go in here thinking like that. Where's your suspension of disbelief? Like, you gotta just ignore that. You gotta just enjoy the ride and have fun. Fair enough. That works for me in this movie because I knew that and prepared my mind going in. But I never think that's a suitable response to someone who doesn't like a movie and has solid counters to back up why they don't like it. For you,
I
you
agree.
love Thor, you like comic Thor. This is not comic Thor. They're two completely different people. So someone going to you and telling you you need to enjoy this isn't fair.
I'd probably
And
punch him in the face. Like, seriously.
I think his acting was brilliant for what they wrote him. I think he made the character his own. But this is a prime example of whenever someone tells me, so and so doesn't like this character because they changed her to a woman. I'm like, one of my good friends, Elvin, doesn't like Thor, and he's the manliest man characters out there. So like, throw that
Yeah.
excuse out the window.
I loved Ragnarok. I love Ragnarok. It was a great movie. It was very colorful, and I love that kind of thing. Somebody out there, I can't remember where and how I heard it, but I just remember somebody saying that they compared Taika as the next M. Night Shyamalan. I hope I'm saying that right.
No, but that's okay.
Uh,
Pretend you're
because
Thor. Keep it going.
M. Night has a specific way of doing his movies and is never going to change, and he doesn't change for anybody, and nor should he. That's his thing. I think Taika is becoming one of these people, becoming him too as well, where he has a specific way he wants to do things and won't deviate from it. That's the problem when you continue to pick an IP and do it over and over again. If it's a different character, you could probably get away with it. But you got a chance to do Thor, and you did a great job with Thor and stretching it out to the universe, expanding that Thor mythos. That being said, this movie, I don't think Taika should ever touch Thor ever again because I cannot stand this approach anymore. The slapstick comedy, it's not funny anymore to me. Like I'm sick and tired of having the joking butt end Thor. You know, you get the fat Thor in the Infinity Saga, and then you had the Ragnarok goofy Thor there. You know, getting electrocuted and stuff like that. Thor is nothing like this in the comics. It's okay for change, and I was accepting of that change before with those other movies. But I need to see grown up Thor now, please. Can I get that? This movie again is just like right back into it again. He's still finding himself, even though he's like 1,000+ years old. I don't know, man. I just honestly, I was so like bored with this movie. Even the serious parts, the serious moments where it's supposed to grip you, it just was lacking. It really was because they were heavily dosing comedy into this thing, and everything else just didn't feel right. It just felt weird. And like, how can you have seriousness and then 90% of the movie is comedy? How are we gonna? take that serious. Like it's okay to sprinkle comedy here and there, but not have it continuously drop in your face. I mean, I don't know how you felt about that. You loved it, I guess, right?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I fully admit this story was all over the place. There's good story, there's tight writing, and then there's using comedy as a crutch, and I think that's what they were doing in this case.
It's almost like Taika's like, okay, we got problems here. Let's just throw comedy in there so people can forget the problems or
I'm curious, like,
overlook the problems.
why did you like Ragnarok? Like, was it because it was like the
It
first
was
where it was
something
funny?
different. If you look at Ragnarok, it's very different from the other Thor movies. And I was okay. I don't mind different. I don't mind change.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be back in that loop again, right? Korg was there. Okay, yeah, we got to see that. But I don't need to see it over and over again. It
Okay.
gets boring, right? Natalie Portman's character, not bad. So what do you think of the supporting cast?
I like I like Valkyrie. She hasn't changed at all. Like, I know what I was getting with her. Like, there was no character development other than her title changed to King.
Mm-hmm.
When she spoke, I thought, like, hey, she's talking again, and I like this. Like, everything she
Yeah,
said was cool.
I didn't
Natalie
have a huge
Portman,
problem with her at all either.
yeah,
They were fine. They were supporting cast, right? And they had their moments. Well, who I did have a problem with was Gore the God Butcher. That was a terrible execution on their decision to make him more manly looking than Gore the God Butcher looking.
oh, you prefer the alien one, like
I
the alien,
absolutely
yeah,
prefer the. I don't need to see teeth and iris and perfect chiseled nose. Christian Bale is an amazing actor.
yeah.
I think he did the best he could under the circumstances. He nailed the creepy voice kind of thing. I did like some of the darker shadows where you just see the yellow eyes coming in. I did not like their choice of design on Gore the God Butcher. I think it was terrible, and I think it lacked that that the psycho and craziness and the power that he has once he's wielding this sword, right? Because we read the comic books, and man, he's menacing in there. How many times did we see him actually butcher gods in this movie?
It was all off screen. What, maybe like one? And yeah,
What?
yeah,
For someone who's named Gore the God Butcher, you think you'd see a lot of butchering.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to pay for. I wanted to see him wreak havoc, right?
That happened off screen. There's no time for that. They needed to
No,
use that time for jokes.
I
So
know what I know what there's time for, and we'll get into it on Monday. Anything else you want to add? The music was not bad. The score was all right. They heavily based it in the '80s rock and roll,
yeah,
which I have no issues with. I love that stuff.
I'll get to it on
Do you
Monday as well.
recommend people to go out and see this movie if you're a big Thor fan? If you're a Marvel fan,
It's hard. I know, for continuity and like to keep.
oh, they can always watch on Disney Plus in two
Yeah,
months.
that's fair.
Is it a worth waiting on Disney Plus or to go now?
If you want to see a comedy, go see the movie. If you want to see Thor, wait for Disney Plus.
I don't recommend you go and waste your hard-earned money, especially with what's going on in our economy. I say you save that butter and popcorn and all that stuff money. Wait for it in 2 months on Disney Plus because this is not worth your time and money. I asked for a ticket back. That's another story, but I do not recommend it to go to the theaters. And you'll see my score and more detail as to why. D, any last remarks? Anything else?
No, I'll save it for Monday.
Okay, we'll save it for Monday. Anyways, we hope you guys appreciate this quick little rundown on our spoiler-free Thor and Love and Thunder. If you got your recommendation, do you disagree with us or you agree with us? Let us know in the comment sections and join us on Monday at 8:30 Pacific time where we'll do a full breakdown of this movie. All right, folks. Adios.